Okay, hi everyone. Good morning, Jamie Sieber 23. So this is going to be Friday the 13th spooky stories. So the scream, probably not, but these are a true story. Some of you may have already heard this story. So as you guys know, I have pendulums. I have lots of pendulums, lots of them, maybe over 100 of them. But I have one particular one that I love the most. That pendulum is like my friend. So that pendulum, I was in New York and and I put, my family, they don't really approve of like tarot cards and pendulums. So I hid my pendulum, because that was like going to be my little divination tool that I was going to sneak in the house, keep in my bra. um, so I put the pendulum on top. We have like this gigantic, freezer, up and down freezer. It looks like a refrigerator, but it's only a freezer. I put it on top of there in a bowl, and then I went outside, and we were gonna go to the store, and I went outside, put the kids in the car and everything, and then I heard this noise, the kind of noise that you would hear if like if you like threw some jewelry like down on the counter, like that noise. So I look, and it's my pendulum. My pendulum is like in the car, like on the floor, half in and half out of the car. I'm like, what the hell? I put that, in the bowl an hour ago. So that was one spooky story. So another spooky story is this. So I moved into a place, like I was desperate to move somewhere. So I moved somewhere quickly without even looking at the place first. So I just paid my money to move there. And I didn't, when I got in there, it looked really nice. When it was moving day, when I finally got the keys, I was like, oh my God, this place is really nice. I was surprised. I was thinking, if they're not showing me the place first, there must be something really wrong with it. But I'm the kind of person that anything that comes my way, I think I can fix it, including people, which, yeah, that can't happen. People only change when they want to change. But anyway, so I moved into this place, and I was downstairs working on like an arts and crafts project, because I like to do that. My glue guns are my second favorite thing other than my pendulum. Of course, the kids are first. So nobody be like, aren't your kids first? Yeah, my kids are first. My kids and my husband are first, okay? But yeah, my pendulum, then my arts and crafts. But anyway, so I'm downstairs doing something, and I hear like all this banging and crashing upstairs. And I'm like, kids, get down here now. The kids walk right out of the kitchen. Nobody was even upstairs. But I'm like, literally the whole house is shaking. It's nuts. Okay, so then we sleep upstairs. The bedrooms are upstairs. So then at night, I can literally hear people slamming the door, jumping up and down, all sorts of crazy stuff. So I'm like getting really upset, and I've got my box cutter, and I go downstairs with my box cutter ready to go. In case you guys need box cutters, Amazon is a great place to get them. You can get a pack of 5 for $7. All different sizes of box cutters, just in case one snaps from using it. But yeah, so I run downstairs, and nothing's going on down there. Nothing at all whatsoever. So this goes on for about a month until I finally say fuck it and grab the holy water and clean up the place, saged it up good, sealed the corners, went outside. I energetically had to clear some bad intentions. There was like an area, let's say somebody's just walking along and they have like a really bad day and they start thinking like really crazy things, like really bad things, that sometimes can leave that energy right where they were. So I had to clear some of that it was stuck. The energy was like, it was like a ball of stuck dark energy. So I cleared that up, and then I didn't hear those noises anymore. Let me see if there's any other, there's like lots of spooky stories, but like most of my Halloween spooky stories are like they have nothing to do with the paranormal. It has to do with human beings and people stalking me, and yeah. Well, I'll just do this one. This is something that really happened, like not just like, paranormal. So when I was younger, I had just had my first child, and I didn't want to be away from him. So I decided to, try to do as much as I can to kind of work from home. So I started selling Mary Kay in Houston, Texas. So I was going to different places and asking if I could set up like a stand to sell my makeup, my Mary Kay and my skincare. Because I didn't want to just randomly just be walking up to people. So I figured if I just sit somewhere, I can just reshipment. Every order that I placed, it would be sold within 24 hours. So I was doing really, really good. Fondren near West Belfort, I think. And there was, I guess my stalker worked inside that Church's Chicken. So he came out, he was in I guess he came out and I didn't notice him. And he got in his car and he pulled up beside me. He's like, hey, can I have some samples? I want to buy something for the ladies in the office that I work at. I didn't realize he worked at that Church's Chicken. He didn't work in an office. He worked at Church's. So I gave him some samples, and then he was like, hey, do you need a ride home? Because at the time I didn't have a car. He's like, do you need my ex, my first husband, the little one's father, he was picking me off. So I was like, no, I don't need a ride. Okay, so a few days later, the security contacted me and said, the security of the complex, they wanted to know if I wanted to let somebody named Reggie in. I was like, Reggie? No, I don't know him. He goes, okay. So I didn't realize at the time that Reggie is Church's Chicken stalker. So, okay, a few days go by. So my first husband, he had to go out of town for 2 days, and I didn't want to go. I wanted to stay home so I could sell more Mary Kay. I was on a mission. So next thing I know, that night, somebody tries to break in. Thankfully, my neighbors, they had cameras set up. So the guy didn't break in, luckily. But he tried. Like, the door was like inches away from being open, and I was like freaking out and screaming and like going nuts. I was like so scared. And the police came, and then they identified the guy later as Reggie Owens, and the security at that place where I was living, that was Reggie. I guess that was the Reggie. So yeah, so that's a spooky story. So I'm going to end it here. Those are the spooky stories. Happy Friday the 13th. Jamie Zebra 23. Ta-ta for now.